All right. Okay, so why we do a competitive analysis, I'll repeat myself a little bit. Our first point is to really identify the strengths and weaknesses of your business. So when we look at the experiences provided by our direct competitors, it gives us insights into their design features, the competitors, their user journeys, like we did for our product. You might choose to do the user journey for the other products likewise, and the feelings invoked by the UX design. So that includes the branding, the design patterns, the usage of negative and positive space, the color of the brand, and so many emotions that get invoked when a user is interacting with an application. That is something that alludes to the strengths or the weaknesses of an application. So there are it could be that your competitor has figured out an innovative way to solve a problem. You have that problem too, and you are looking for unique solutions to solve for it. But when you find a way that your competitor is solving for that problem, you can take that as a benchmark that will give you some creative ideas when you are designing your solution to say that, hey, this becomes an industry standard because I have seen it in some other product. So you will be able to back your design with the analysis that, hey, this is not something that I, being a designer, am presenting as my own thought, but it is something that is existing out there in the market. Or they have, really figured out an experience that is more intuitive and powerful compared to yours. So you would literally look for, a delightful experience that we talk about in our user experience design and world, saying that how I can improve the usability and usefulness of a feature. And for that, you look into the other products and say that, what are we doing good? What are we not doing so good, right? So you will also discover the weak spots in your competitors and say that, you know what, this is where this product's opportunity is. We can create our product to be overcoming that weakness of the other competitors. So if there are sites in your market that offer a poor experience, and then figuring out why can you help or understand what to do and what not to do with your own application. The next point, so the next one is, besides the strengths and weaknesses, to understand the market gaps. So during your analysis, you definitely will discover a need of feature of your competitors' websites that you should not include, because it is either not powerful, that's not needed, unnecessary waste of time. So you will be, and there could be positives like that too. It can be negatives or positives. And understanding these market gaps will help you identify features that you could build into your own UX design as a product to sell it out in the market fast. So if we look at one of the examples of what the market gaps are, is you, in a very simple, I use e-commerce as a lot of examples, but you might discover that not all types of users whom you want to target are well served with available features. So say, for example, we are using a site to shop at Macy's, and they do not have a very easy to find filtering options, or they don't even have the filtering options. And they are not accessible, like this is a long scrolling page and I'm not able to find the shortcuts to get to the certain sections within that page. You can use those findings, the gaps from the market, saying that if we include this particular feature, our product is going to become one of its kind in the market out there. The third one, why we do a competitive analysis to, again, analyze and spot the advantages and disadvantages. So strengths and weaknesses is something else, but advantages and disadvantages are a little different. So as you will be evaluating your competing applications against your own, you will discover the advantages of your own design choices. You will understand that what you are doing well in your product and what you are not doing so well compared to your competition. And you can build that action as your strength compared to the others. It will also help you, as I mentioned, in strengths and weaknesses. By doing this competitive analysis, you are building a backing with evidences to back up your design choices. So the data that you collect from your competitive analysis gives you your clear evidence of, you know what, this works. This particular design style works. This particular flow works because you have seen it happening in other products. Instead of taking the chances when you make or start from scratch, you should consider those things, saying that although we are starting from scratch, but we know for sure what we don't have to do and what we can do to make it more available and present it to the stakeholders with confidence. So anything you present in the industry, you have to do it with confidence. And when you have the data backing against your designs that you have portrayed in front, that will always give you more confidence. And when people like stakeholders listen to it and say, they ask you questions, you can always back it up saying that, hey, Coursera is doing it this way, Khan Academy is doing it this way. There's a lot of flaws in how the way they are doing, but if we do it this way, we can overcome those sections and flaws that those other competitions are getting into. And the last one is it really gives insight to solving the usability issues. So we are struggling with, or you are unsure how to solve for them, you always go look for other competitions or other sites with the same feature functionality, that how they are trying to solve for this information. Either information overload or a usability issue to provide the better experience for to the users. Any questions so far on why we get into a competitive analysis?